We learned a lot through the pandemic, right? I think it was a great learning experience for many of us. Obviously, it was a very difficult time that impacted everybody in the nation, everybody in the world. But one of the things that we took away from it was there are a lot of opportunities to improve the greater supply chain within our membership. So, for instance, we as a cooperative have a great deal of spend in certain categories like masks or gloves or things of that nature. And as we made our way out of the pandemic, we ran into this dramatic supply chain shortage, right? I think everybody remembers a year and a half after the pandemic, you could get some things, but you couldn't get everything. And it was a difficult time. And a lot of the guidance that we gave to our members in the community was, hey, if you can get your hands on the product, it doesn't matter what you're going to pay for it right now, get your hands on the product, because that's more important than getting the best possible price. As we came out of it, we've identified a lot of great opportunities within the membership to sit back and say, okay, now that we know that we can get these things, how do we leverage what we learned there? Because what we really did was consolidate everybody's spend. We had members that were struggling to get their hands on gloves, for instance. They were buying across all the membership 40 different types of gloves. So during the pandemic, only 5 sets of gloves were available. Those are the only ones you had available to choose from. As the pandemic kind of softened and the supply chain started to return back to normal, people started buying those 40 plus different types of gloves again. It was a great opportunity for us to bring everybody back to the table and remind everyone that, hey, if we go back to just the 5 that you were using years ago, that gives us leverage. That gives us the opportunity to say, hey, Mr. or Miss Supplier, we're only going to buy these. We're going to consolidate everybody's spend together. Here's an opportunity for us to improve the supply chain because now you're only making certain products or buying certain products instead of trying to keep up with this huge list of SKUs. Oh, and by the way, we're able to leverage that to get you better pricing as an organization. So everybody kind of comes out winning in this particular scenario.